Crown Royals, welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody who stayed up on this good Friday Eve. It's almost Friday, y'all. We almost made it. For everybody that stayed up, thank you. I am rolling out the red carpet. Tonight is going to be an excellent topic. And this particular topic, it will be a part two because Bambi did want to be in on this topic. However, I wanted to have the topic first by myself because I don't want other opinions. I want to be very clear because this topic ain't no joke. Okay. So I'm just saying, let's get ready to dive into this topic. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure that if you've been watching on Facebook, you realize I cannot be on Facebook anymore. So snippets will be on there, but we are moving our platform and getting things straightened out for everybody. Just want you to know too, we are almost at a year. Can you believe it? Almost at a year. I am so excited. To all of my Deltas that were online with me, happy Deltaversary, and posts are coming. Don't worry. I'm telling you, today has been a busy day. Very fruitful. Mhm. So make sure that you interact in the comments. I gave a couple of people the information so that they could tap in if they wanted to. People that I know that would be very careful with their words because of this topic. But tonight's topic is about R. Kelly. So I know that everything is last week for me, by the way. A couple weeks ago, I think he got his new sentence, which is now a total of over 30 years for both things. Tonight, the topic is solely about the perspective from the parent. So, not saying if I agree or disagree with his behavior, anything like that, or the things that he carried out, but just simply about the parents' involvement and what y'all think. So, here's my first question. Or here's my I guess it's a question. Y'all answer me in the comments. Do y'all believe that the parents should be held accountable? How are the parents not held accountable? I mean, in all of this, the victims were the younger girls, which is it depends on the age of the girls. But the things that occurred, right? They occur going back to I'm in my 40s. They go back to I remember this is my latest memory of the topic. Period. So Hilda said hell yes. And twin Row said, did y'all say the same? She said hell yes also. So here's my opinion on the topic. And one, Hilda, you can call if you want to tap in. You could just call the 424 number. And then Ro, I gave you the thing to log in. So, guys, I personally don't understand, right? We was talking about the timeline. This all goes back to I remember when he was sitting on BET on a show on BET and Aaliyah was sitting next to him and their behavior, even for me in high school, that was so that part, Hilda, it was not, he already had a background and it started as far back as I can remember being in high school. This is before the tape came out and all of that. But them sitting on that couch, I heard that they pulled everything down from YouTube. So it's like really hard to find stuff now. But in that particular interview that they were on, they were both sitting on, my mama said, yes, with a lot of she probably cussing. She's sanctified and glorified now, but she probably cussing anyway. Because she believes in protecting her girls. I can't. When they sat on the couch, they had on matching outfits. Their behavior he was very, I got control of this. I could do what I want to do. I'm going to keep doing what I want to do. And her, not excusing the behavior, but her, like many of us when we were in high school, and I use the word us, I dated older. Doesn't matter the age difference at this point. I dated older. A lot of girls dated older, like college guys and whatever like that. So it's not unheard of. But let me tell you something. If I said, hey, y'all, I'm giving away on my nonprofit page. Okay. If I said, hey, y'all, I'm giving away tickets to go see R. Kelly to your kids. Who's going to actually say, oh, okay, I can't wait to enter that? No, you're probably going to be calling the state and the government and everybody else, like, shut Divine Purpose down right now because I think Asia needs some help. Or you're going to be calling my mama. Like, somebody need to get her. Like, that's not even her. Why was the girls even there? Let's talk about the difference between two that was on the series that they did. Just these two that I can remember. You guys can bring up more if you want. But the ones that I wouldn't compare is the young girl whose mother was a nurse. That one, hands down, I felt bad for her mom because you're a nurse. If anybody knows what nursing life is like, latchkey kid, she was going to work. So she didn't know that her daughter was down there at the court with this man every day. Right. Immature and impressionable. They didn't, this particular mom didn't know that her daughter was down there doing all of this. So that one, it was like, dang, I just feel so bad. By the time she found out, the girl was not only looped into it, but had brought another friend with her. And you know how you do when you like sneaking out, but not really sneaking out. Oh, mom, I'm staying in my friend's house and things like that. So it wasn't abnormal for her as a mother trying to provide for her child. I'm sure for her to stay at a friend's house or for what if she worked knock shift, and it looks like she did because that girl had pictures of her being literally at the court case. You're at the court case for this man, and I felt bad for that mom because she didn't even find out until it was too late. But then let's talk about, and this is why I say a two-parent household, kids, people, grown-ups, all of us, don't be feeling bad because we wasn't raised in two-parent households, because sometimes your mother or your father raising you single for whatever reason can be so dynamic that you just raised with all the good qualities. Because remember the one that the mom and the dad took the daughter to the concert? Not only was you in the concert, but you was so close that you know that this man pulls people on stage and you sent your daughter up there? Houseway. First of all, if you've ever been to an R. Kelly concert, he is a performer. It is a production, but not one of his songs, except What I Believe I Could Fly, is something that a child should be knowingly listened to. I still, like, I cuss in front of my mama now. I do. And one day she gonna backhand me. But I didn't young. Even when we sang the words to songs that were filtered and said in a way that was respectful and, making love and things like that, we knew how to sing Luther Vandross without saying any of those words. If your mama looked in the backseat or your dad or an adult looked at you like, what you know about that? Nothing. Knowing dang on well, we do. However, because we were respectful, we didn't even acknowledge that we knew what those words meant. We omitted those words from the things that we said. So the level of respect was even different. These days, people is allowing their kids. I need a shot. I don't know if you need a shot, but I need a shot. Please, let's take a shot. Let's take a shot. Let's just take a shot. And y'all know I'm drinking 1800, and I'm drinking it right out the bottle because on this night, on this eve, that topic gets on my nerves. Even saints could drink. He said, don't get drunk. I'm not drunk. Listen, those are the main two. Y'all had posters. Y'all had y'all doing news. Y'all doing all of this stuff, supposedly trying to get your daughter back. But I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, somebody real quick, isn't that the same, that mom and dad that was trying to get their kid back, and the dad was fly, wasn't he? When it was ready to do the whole, let's do the press, he would line up and it didn't look stressed out at all, did he? Not even a little bit. But isn't that the same family that the daughter wouldn't come out, and at that point legally they couldn't make them serving them on a silver platter? Because here's the point I'm getting to. Isn't that the family that instead of the daughter coming home because she wouldn't come home and she did her graduation, didn't they send their other daughter back with her to check if everything was okay? Eh? Oinko? So you sent the other baby back too? Where I'm from, and this is why I'm proud to be from the hood, baby, my family would have been busting through brick walls. Brick walls. Okay? It would have been tanks. It would have been army trucks. It would have, okay? We don't play about how we protect ours. Okay, you made a mistake and sent your daughter in, but I'm going to need to call. It is the one. So please tell me, chick is word, you crazy as heck. Um, I thought so. So if, slap me if I'm wrong, and I don't like to be slapped, so I know I'm not wrong. Wouldn't you send your child in with, I mean, if you gonna do it, we would have a whole plan. She would have needed to go through self-defense, gun range, all of that. She would have needed to do some stuff first, because when I'm sending her in with a way to for us to get in to pull my child out. I don't understand, because even the girl, the sister, could go and do stuff, because at some point, didn't they basically they put her out of the house, like she was doing too much or whatever, and like they didn't, like they put her out of the house, but the other sister stayed in the house. She was able to still communicate, and her, I don't know, I just grew up where I told y'all the story that I my one of my whoopings was I was walking home from school with girls I didn't even know. They jumped another girl I didn't even know. When I get home late and tell my mom while I'm late, because I was scared to walk home by myself, so I'm waiting for the fight to be over. Shit. I mean, they didn't hurt her bad. They was just a fight. And she should have kept her mouth shut. People just be writing checks they can't cash. Anyway, mom, I forgive you because you was right. I shouldn't have. You don't do that. Hmm. So I got a whooping in elementary school because I watched a girl get jumped. Then please explain to me how that girl, you really went in there and then you called back home to verify your sister was okay. Oh no, everything's fine here, mom and dad. Don't worry. I know we haven't been able to talk to her and she barely made it to her graduation, but now that I'm here, everything's okay. No, I don't see any dungeons anywhere. And no, my sister is talking to me because she's blinking and, passing post-it notes under the door. And I haven't really seen her. But no, everything, I'm having a ball. This is so amazing to be at R. Kelly's house. Mm. She would not be put in that predicament. It's no way. It's no way. If that's my only choice is to send in my other daughter, she going in combat style. She has to, if that's our only method, because let's just be honest, if it was me and my sister rock. Me and my sister are not, well, we are close now, thank God. But we are two totally different people. And so as adults, we just decided, hey, my nigga, we two different people. All right, you cool over there, I'm cool over there. You got my back always, I got your back always. Point blank, period. Let me tell you something. Even when me and Taisha wasn't close, that's my sister. So it wouldn't have even been a question on if I was going in. Oh yeah, I'm going in. Mom, what's the plan? What are we finna do to help get my sister out? Because I don't care if I gotta slip her a Mickey, so they gotta take her to the hospital. I don't they really don't care. They started caring when the money stopped. And that's my exact point, Ro. I heard, if tell me if you guys heard this. I heard that there was some text that surfaced from one family. I don't know if it was this family, but from one family where the girl had become of age and started requesting, basically, you've been getting paid for me. I don't want you to get paid for me. I'm going to get my own money. And the mom was like trying to tell her how to do it via text, like telling her what to do and all of this and that, and getting mad at her because she didn't want to stick to the plan the same way with the money split the same way. And supposedly these texts surfaced. It really doesn't, in the famous words of, I believe, Britney Spears or Paris Hilton, I'm not sure which one. This isn't rock science. You really don't need to figure, I mean, it's not rock science. But at the end of the day, how are these parents not on trial? Knowing who he was, she should have never been in his presence. They shouldn't have been at the concert. At the beginning, this concert is not a concert for children. They shouldn't have been at this concert. I don't care if you're a senior in high school. I don't care what that is. And that is a part to me. First, you hand fed her because that's why you was that close. So that when, because I'm pretty sure that they have been to the concerts as well, when he got ready to call somebody on stage and you know what he did, and you heard the song playing when he called her on the stage, you helped your daughter on the stage, not your wife. What? How is that not? Is parents fighting for their kids that have not been able to provide the food that they need? Not that they didn't give it to them, that they couldn't provide it to them. The law goes so hard on parents that are trying every day and that they just need help. You know, their kids running away, different things like that. But in this particular situation, not one of those parents has gotten in trouble. And I don't care if the age was 17, the fact that all of these legalities was over his head, all of the things that they knew he was doing, what he was technically labeled at that time, that's too much. And even, let's just keep it 100, this is an adult channel, even sexually, he doesn't do regular sexual things. Like, to be with somebody that is that much, who lets their daughter go back and say, yeah, we would, I just can't understand. I think that one taunts me the most because I don't understand how you as a woman, how you as a mother, how you as a father, and you as a man, how do you ever forgive yourself for helping your daughter on that stage? And you went back there and he seemed okay. So we just trust people now? Because if it would have been a teacher that said, I want to take him on a field trip, you would want a whole full something. If it was somebody that just met him in the mall and maybe a boy in college and said, I want to date your daughter, you would have probably done a full background check and everything like that. For this man, you didn't have to do a background check. You knew that that man is very sexual. At the very least, let's say he did none of those things that were discussed. He's very sexual, right? And you know that your daughter is almost of age because she was a senior at that point. Even with that, there's levels to intimacy. There's levels to sex. You knew that this man, whatever he wanted to do with your daughter, she shouldn't even be exposed to some of those things that young. Even if she was having sex at that point, that type of sex is different. In addition, by this time, the tape has surfaced. So you see the type of sickness. Those are not normal things. You know, if you want to do that in your relationship, you could do that in your relationship. Yes, mommy, the things that the people that helped him, if, like he just said, he just defended himself because a song was released and he didn't release the song. And so he had enough good sense to finally speak up for himself. And he has that right to say, why would I release a song saying I did all of these things and I'm on trial and, you know, I can't even read to do X, Y, and Z. So why would I even do that? That doesn't even make any sense. He still has the right to defend himself. Me feeling the compassion that I feel for him, I didn't say if I said what he did was right or wrong. I said that is going to be a whole nother segment. This needs to be broken down into segments because this is why I want to do it by myself. Things cross each other and then it don't come out right, sound right. Something could be misconstrued. And this is not a topic to be playing with because I'm a godmother. I watch people's kids. I don't need them to, and I have a nonprofit. and I'm a woman. I don't need nobody to misconstrue nothing. So this one I had to do by myself. Um, Again, if you want to do, the sky's the limit in whatever you do in your relationship sexually. But I don't care what nobody says. Some of those things are telling, because I can guarantee you that most women in a true, authentic, nobody even knows who you are setting, if the question was, example, a question was posed to you, how would you feel if your man told you that he liked men? We wouldn't like it. So anything don't go. Everybody has limits, everybody has hard stops. And some of these things, like urinating on somebody, you know that you saw the video and you still let your daughter, you didn't even let, you set it up that way. And you probably felt on that day like, wow, my daughter is about to make it and she got it. How though? With him? Mm-mm. Ain't no way. And even as a mother, if it would have even been the opportunity that, oh, your mom could come with you and I was a husband, no, she can't. We can know when she's recording or handling something business, and we as a family and my gun will come and get a nearby hotel and we'll meet in a studio outside of your home or during regular business hours, or something like that. If you really wanted to work with him and you didn't believe that the things were true, even with that, it's things that you do professionally. I have entered the entertainment space, and anybody can tell you there's things that I have said no to because it didn't feel right. There, I don't put myself in situations where I don't drink when I'm out. I take my own bottle of water. I make sure I take somebody with me. And that's whether I'm going around men or women. I don't trust nobody with my life, with my body, with my protection. I'm not I'm not giving somebody the opportunity to do things to me that shouldn't be done. So how in the hell is the life that God blessed you with, you brought forth life and you handed it over to R. Kelly? If, let me ask you, I'm glad, sis, I'm glad you're on here. Is there a step with all of this Me Too stuff? Does it open it up for everybody or only the person that's being accused? Like, what I'm trying to ask is, like, they're trying to remove the statute of limitations, in all of these places, but does it only remove it for like a R. Kelly, or does it remove it for the parents and anybody else that helped too? Because it's hands down been determined that this man couldn't read. He didn't make the reservations and stuff. And one of the managers was on the show, like saying how he did it or whatever, even down to getting Aaliyah's documentation to say she was the age that she wasn't. He's incriminating himself. Or did he somehow get immunity for telling what happened? I don't believe you should be a certain level. It should be a certain level too to immunity. Um, no, those are not relationships. He definitely is a predator. He definitely is a molester, and he is sick. Real quick, just right here, and I won't say it anymore. The sad thing is that because of what happened to him, because the wrong people were placed around him, what he went through was a fed demon instead of it being helped, and instead of people saying the things that he shouldn't have been doing. They agreed with it. They set it up. I'm pretty sure they partook in some of it. Like the one, like what's her name? The singer. Yes, sis, his butt should be in jail too. How is he on the shows literally saying how he put everything together, from flight arrangements to one going in this way, one coming out that way, correlating it and all of that, and he's not in trouble. And he knew these girls was younger. They knew that this person is in this room and this person is upstairs and this person hasn't eaten, and all of these things. And one said he felt so bad that he never took like was in it. But to me, I don't know, just because you didn't physically do it, you were still in it. So you still committed the same crime to me. How is it that if I'm in the car with somebody and they go commit a crime and drive off in that car, I'm getting charged for the same thing, that whether I asked to get out, whether I knew why we was going, whether I know what you did while I was in there, I'm still getting charged. So how then is it that in every situation where there's a person, specifically a woman and children, there's all these minimal punishments and things aren't made to be what they really are? I don't understand. The All of the people should be, when is their court cases? When? I don't understand. I don't understand. It's never a time on this planet where I would feed my child. I don't. This is why they say the love of money is the root to all evil. I am absolutely okay where I am. I am. I've had opportunities to fast track. I have. Um, no, he shouldn't have gotten immunity if that's what he got. And I'm guessing that that's what it has to be, Mom, because if that's not the case, then he's confessing. He's like confessing in the shows of what he did and how he did it. So how is he not in trouble? He should have been sitting right next to R. Kelly the whole time. The whole time. Do I think that R. Kelly should get as much time as he got? No. But that'll be on the next episode because they only want R. Kelly because he beat that last case. I agree. I That row, and then if you think about it, the girls that he was dealing with then, notice there's no new girls. And he even dated that 30-year-old who then became a victim too. Girl, you ain't no victim. Anything that y'all did together, I don't care if he taped you to the ceiling. You must have wanted that. Sorry, not sorry. Can't feel sorry for you because you're too old, already in the game. You thought that was going to boost your career. Point blank, period. And it didn't work because that door was wide open for you. Like you said, you can come and go as you please. Oh, but I was so in love. Wait though. I'm done. I'm done with you. Listen, money, the love of money is the root to all evil. And you can't even enjoy it. When you get it the wrong way, God sets it up in such a way that I believe, this is my opinion, he allows a little window in there for you to get it together and see that he gave your butt some grace because God takes care of fools and dummies. And at that point, it's confirmation you a dummy. He gives you some time to go and get it together. Yes, she made me mad too, Ro. She made me mad too. I believe that God gives you this window, right? And in this window, he is showing grace because guess what? If you wanted the biggest F ups, God used the biggest F ups to show his all of the things that he could do, right? So if you're this horrible person and then you turn out to, now that you're on this platform, people looking at you, to be a better person, do all of the right things, that's showing God, right? But when you don't do it, he snatches it all away. All of it. All of it. It's gone because you didn't do what it takes to keep it. And let me be clear, it is no blessing that has your name on it that's just for you. Not one. Not one. There is not one thing on this planet that you can do all by yourself to go up, and it's only for you. That's why each of us, if you ever notice, you can have the biggest purpose, biggest promise, all of that good stuff. And at some point, you need somebody else because our pieces are supposed to fit together and we're supposed to come together and work together. But where there is evil, let me be clear too. Some of that, we ain't going to blame this on God. Some of that is the devil. He is giving you what you want to keep you where you are because he don't have to worry about you. He only wants the ones that are doing, he already got you. He's worried about the ones that are doing the right thing, because those are the ones he's trying to take from God. So he will keep blessing you too. So if things are falling in your lap that are material, but your peace isn't there, that's how you know it's not a blessing. And you can't tell me that that man lived in peace. Even the manager said, like how bad he felt about things. And, people walking by when they talked about the room that was downstairs, and that to get to that room, it was another room where you could walk by and see that it was somebody in the room, but she couldn't make eye contact and things like that. Every one of those artists that passed that room to go and work with him is accountable as well. And you need to pray for repentance, because you're just as bad. Because at that point, the people on the outside, these parents that you see and doing these um the news and the TV shows and posting and picketing and all of those things, they needed one person to tell the truth that was on the inside to help them get people out of there. And you didn't do it either. So you're just bad. You're just as bad. I don't see how any of you artists that worked with them did so with a clear conscience. He's somebody I would have never worked with. I would have never worked with him after that. I didn't buy another concert ticket after that. Again, I was a little bit more delayed because I didn't watch the video, keep up on none of the stuff. I just never did stuff like that. But I could clear as day remember that Aaliyah incident. But I knew that, or I thought I knew, or I remember the parents being aware. And so I kind of equated it to, some of our grandmothers are this age and our grandfathers are this age. Culturally, that can still happen as long as it's approved. It can happen. It's legal. But he didn't do it legally. And he was out of line. Really? Russ said the wife needs to be in jail too. Ain't no way she lived in that house and didn't know. And then Izette said exactly, and my mom said exactly. But I want to know, okay, so that's a good point, right? So if the wife was in the house and the kids was in the house, how many stories was to, not story, like levels, was to this house? Because she claimed she didn't know nothing, but she also, was they like in the basement or something? Where with a separate entrance, and she didn't know that they was down there? Because I thought some of the girls said that they was upstairs. So if they was upstairs, then she had to know that they was there. Or were these during times that she was in Florida or somewhere else? But either way, I believe that when Andrea figured out that the shit was really finna hit the fan and things, you think she's lying? When I don't, Ro, I believe my delay or my response like this is just because I just can't fathom all of these people that just let this shit happen. That's why. It's not that I don't agree or anything like that. It's just a lot for me to still take in. Because we typically think the way we behave, or we think the way we think. It's hard for you to put yourself in a sick person's mind. Or so is that she was saying things like she was being abused too, like told don't come out, don't do this, don't do that. So she wasn't even like in the studio with him. Like I think she said she even asked him about food a couple times or something like that. But and this was, every reference she made was like to before she had her first kid, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't understand either, y'all. I don't, and all of this was going on in the household. So you didn't, okay. I know how I could. So you didn't see the news? Hmm. Yeah. She lived in the house, the whole house daily. Exactly. I believe you. That's what's getting me like like Because you don't want to throw dirt on somebody's name if you don't know for sure. And predators they're very skillful. And we have to remember he didn't just have himself, he had his whole team around him. So, and if you have manipulation over somebody and you say, you know, my wife is coming down to eat dinner. When she comes down, you better smile and act like everything is all good, blah, blah, blah. I just, I don't know, but you didn't see the news. So if they out there doing the news in your area, when the parents was looking for old girl, you didn't see that on the news. You didn't see headlines. You didn't see none of that that made you have conversations, pay attention to things, look through your house. I mean, if you were scared of him, I'm going to get up and leave then. But I also don't want to victimize a victim. I don't know how scared she was if she really did know. I would like to think I would get up and run. I would like to think that, but I don't know who's standing by the door. I don't know if it's cameras everywhere and I'm afraid and I don't want to die and I don't know. That's why I want to start at the root. And how could you give your kids to him? How could you? I don't care if he said he had the best deal on the planet and he was looking for, I don't care what he was looking for. He's a no for me. He's a no for me. It's like thinking that your child is going to go and um, be with Hugh Hefner, but your child is going to be the only one. He, they're going to be the role model. He even made Kim Kardashian do something that was uncomfortable for her. I just don't understand. Right. That's what I'm saying, Izette. That's why I want to be careful with my words. I don't believe she didn't know either. I just don't know what the degree of fear. I don't know who could hurt who. If you watching everybody else go to the police and say, my daughter is in there, I need help, and you watching him win cases and all of that, and that feeds a demon, right? If I keep beating cases and whatnot, and then I come home and he did hit her, and I come home and be like, BIT, you could tell whoever you want to tell, you see ain't nothing gonna happen to me, and you can't leave. You got my kids. You could do it if you want to. And where you gonna go? To police? They can't save you. What are you gonna do? Go to another state? I can go there too. You don't know that. So do I believe she should be in trouble? I don't know. I don't know. I would have to do some more research, and that's going to have to be a show for another day. But I do know that before they got married, I don't remember what she said about before they got married and why she didn't. She said like he won her over with being romantic, and that wasn't true. And she felt like, I don't know if the tape was out. I feel like anything that happened after the tape, but I don't know if it was before the tape. So I don't know that. But she did say that that wasn't the person she saw, blah, 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 blah. But again, I'll end with this. Think about the worst relationship you'd ever been in, whatever type of relationship it was with that male or that female. Did they come in saying, hey, just to let you know, I'm going to woo you and then I'm going to beat you up? Just to let you know, I'm going to woo you and then you're going to find out I really don't have a job and you're going to pay all the bills. Just in case, let me tell you in advance, I'm going to woo you and make you think I'm the most amazing man ever, and then I'm going to verbally abuse you. No, they work on you first. That's why if it's any red alerts, stranger danger, maybe we should have an adult stranger danger class, because it's like people forgot all the things, especially those of us brought up in the hood. It's like you forgot everything. She was a dancer before they got married. Bro, that don't necessarily mean she's seen stuff. It don't, because again, I'm not going to do it in public. And not one person said that things happen, around the masses. Most of the things happened, um, in the green room when they was behind, like on tour. It didn't just happen outright in front of everybody. Most of the people said that, unless you remember something different, but most, I don't know. I feel like this Me Too stuff should include me. It should include one. It should include men, because are going through some things as well, and it's not included. But for this topic, I don't see how the parents are not being held accountable, especially, especially the ones that their daughter was 15, about to turn 16 or whatever that was, and you let that baby go up on that stage. Then you went behind the stage to talk to him, and he told you up front, you ain't going, and I'm taking her to another state. And you let her go like he was Uncle so and so. Like that's any better. Um, and then when you got your daughter home for graduation, you allow her to go back. I would have 5150'd her. Whatever I got to do to save my child, I would have did something that made her not be able to stay. Because you can't say you wouldn't have bought her a ticket or something like that because he can afford the ticket. Uh, yeah, that's not going down to me. Like, no. And all I could picture in my head right now is on What's Love Got to Do with It when Ike went to go talk to Tina's mom and gave her money because he ran over her flowers, and she looked outside and saw the flowers wasn't even ran over and reached out her hand for the money and gave him parental rights. That does, I don't even remember that part. So they signed their kid over to him, and but you signed your kid over and then you sent your other daughter. Baby, listen, let me tell you something. Parents, guardians, everybody, if you have a Jesus, if you have a child that has been a victim, silver plate ain't even it. Oh my God. I don't see y'all. I was in and I, that y'all know that's my topic, that which is another reason I had to do this one by myself. That's a topic that mm, if you have a child that has been hurt, if you know one that has been hurt, your first step is to love on them, get them into therapy, keep them in therapy, go to therapy with them, get therapy for yourself. Um, and I'll end with this. Can we please, as a village, as parents, as godparents, as the village, as adults, whatever your role is at school, whatever, can we please stop saying, I wish a nigga would, or if this happened, I'm gonna do that. Can we start being more proactive again? Can we start saying, teaching your kids that I'm gonna make sure you're okay on the front end. I'm not having boyfriends around you. Um, I'm going to make sure that you can ask me or tell me if something happened in front of the person. When you come and pick up your kids, when my god kids are picked up from here, they even know. I want the moms to ask me, did you have fun? Are you okay? Did anything happen? Ask them in front of me. Because if you get them used to asking in front of the people you're the closest to, it won't be no problem when it's somebody that's not close, right? Get used to, that's why I don't feel he should have gotten that much time. The parents gave that man their daughter. He is sick, and that's how I feel, Ro. That's why I feel like the time is off, because is we can think of the things that he did that are disgusting because they're not our preference behind closed doors. But that's why I brought up people do other things behind closed doors. That's not what we're judging right now. And I feel like that's what was judged. I feel like the level of exotic things that he does is what was judged. I feel like his music and his lyrics was judged. I don't feel like the foundation was judged, which is, did you have permission? Because the reality is, if somebody comes to marry Kiara today and they 167, and my sister says yes and signs on that paper or emancipates her, she can go and do it. You don't then, when you taking out of money, the money equation gets to fall back on, oh, well, I was a victim and they this, they that. No, that's not true. Only one of the kids that I can recall snuck away. And she even admitted she had a fake ID. So it's just so much that goes into this. Yes, what happens here stays here. Too many secrets. Ain't no secrets. Ain't no secrets. If Sky want to tell something I did to him to my mama in front of me, he comfortably does it. If he want to say, TT, I don't like that you cussed or whatever it is, we say it right there, right then. Okay. No, two wrongs don't make it right, Mom. But that's if, again, is it wrong? You don't get to say it's wrong because, again, and it still happens in Africa and places like that, that the ages are different. An age is based on just the law, what the law said this age to be, but should be. But the reality is, there is a certain people do it every day. That is legal. If somebody knocks on that door and says, I want to marry here, and we say yes, it then becomes legal. That is two separate things. Period. All of these, he got very comfortable, again, feeding that demon because he has a deeper problem. He has a problem. And that's where a lot of things are, it's all over the place. But at the foundation, I don't believe he got the right amount of time. And I believe he's being nailed to the cross now. When I'm 40 something. This started a long time ago. That video of that man doing what he did was a long time ago. Now, all of a sudden, because all these girls have aged out, which is all it is, point blank, period. Now it's something else to get more money. But when they wasn't aged out, it was just fine. It was okay because the parents was getting paid. How many of these women actually put through the case or whatever? And of the women that put through the case, how many of them still interacted with him and how many had he cut off? Start taking a look at the foundation of stuff. If we're going to punish somebody, you have to punish them for what they did, not for how you feel, not for if that was my daughter, I would. Because first of all, oh, Jesus, my back. I'm sorry, guys. My nerves, I'm telling you, that term be getting on your nerves is real, by the way. I got nerve problems. And when shit get on my nerves, I'm telling you. Being legal doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't make it wrong or right. It's based on your moral compass and what you want for your family, which again is why that should not have been on the chopping block. And I feel like that is what people is going by. We're going to leave it at that. We're not going to go back and forth. That is the answer. If your family says yes, there is a paper you can go to court and do it. It is people in Africa, Malaysia, all these third world countries. Honey, they getting rid of their child just as fast as they can because that girl, that poor baby, is attached to money. Point blank, period. Doesn't matter. Yes, slavery was illegal, but beating somebody and doing things like that is completely different. That's different. I don't care. It is different. Again, staying on the topic with this man and him being nailed to the cross. Because if this is the case, I need to understand why they didn't do a clean sweep of the entertainment industry then. If this two wrongs don't make a right, all this other shit, then why everybody, because don't they call that, what do they call it? A ring. I'm trying to think of the word that, like racketeering, stuff like that, where the whole group goes down. How's it just one person? And again, these people didn't push this until these girls aged out. They're all legal now. So now that you've done with it this way, you want to do it this way. Should he be on trial? Yeah. But should he be on trial for what he did versus a lot of people is like, oh, that's so sick. Oh, that's so terrible. Yeah, that's what I mean, Hilda. Most people is looking at, oh, that's so sick. Oh, how could he do that? First of all, ask your homegirl. She probably doing it. Or you probably doing it too. It's a lot of things some of y'all do that some of us is like, we're not judging you though. Knock yourself out, you grown. But that at the end of the day is what I feel like this man is being nailed to the cross all by himself. Um, and it's based on the disgust that people have over the things that occurred, not over the age. I don't think it's over the age, because if that was the case, then everybody should be in trouble. And I believe that the Child Protective Services should come and block some of these people from being able to be involved in their grandkids' life. Because if you made decisions like that for your own kids, I would hope your kids is keeping you away from the grandkids. Because that one that sent in a 2-for-1, ain't no way. They disgusted me when that, if somebody, when somebody is really hurt and they, do the news specials and stuff like that, when they show up, their hair be all over their head, they eyes be poofy. And not to say that you even need to be to that extent, but what I mean is this man, y'all run it back if you can. He in a fresh suit looking like he was little baby Cochran, like fresh lineup. People don't hold the things that the laws is so backwards. The things that you should be held accountable for, you're not. The things that should receive the highest amount of time, like anything to do with women and children, they get the lowest amount of time. um they have him in jail for racketeering somewhere. Huh? Then how is it only him? All I want to know is drop it in the comments. If somebody were to tell you that, and put yourself back in 2000, put yourself back in 2000, 2005. If somebody were to say, I got concert tickets to R. Kelly, I'm taking all my nieces and nephews. Or, yeah, I got them for my daughter or my son. And I got tickets for their friends too. Who putting their kids in the car with that parent? If you could raise your hand and say yes, I mean, they're your kids. But I would never on this planet, in this lifetime, baby, listen, there's some places Skylar and Kiera still can't go. Because I'm not about that, I wish somebody would. I'm about that, I don't want this to happen. Because there's one thing my mama say, and it's true as true as true. The reason why you should caution in your decisions for yourself overall, for your babies, etc., is because once something is done, the lifetime effects and impact that it has on that person under the jail is, you can't fix it. You can't fix it. You can never take back something that has happened to somebody, especially as it relates to violation of your body. It's nothing you could do. So you could hurt that person back. They could go to jail forever. It's nothing you could do to help that baby. Nothing. But leave it in God's hands and hope that they still live the best life that they could possibly live. But all you have to do is protect them as a parent. And if whomever is offended by, that's not your problem. Your problem is to protect your child. It just is. And that's bottom line. People trust me with their kids because, listen, ain't nobody coming over here. When my niece and nephew stayed here, wasn't no parties over here with people that I didn't know. Only family. And I don't even say that to take it lightly, but my family, trust me. And guess what? I'm still checking on the kids, moving all around. I'm never too comfortable in one spot. Because when people see your behavior, how you interact, how you watching your kids, how you don't have a problem asking, questions in front of you, how the kids gone and speak up and answer, that moves them away from yours. So let's start more proactive things in your life to be safe and to protect your kids, so that I wish and it would ain't what you live by. Is let me make sure I do this so I make sure my child is okay. And any good adult, they're not going to be upset. They're not. Told y'all about the stranger that Kiera. Oh my gosh, we in freaking Food for Less. Guy coming down in his cart thing. Kiera hit the aisle and he minding his own business. That girl turned around, stranger danger. I'm going around the corner like, oh Jesus. And the man was like, good job. You guys teach her well, as we should. Because defense is the first sign that something might be wrong. So thank you all for participating tonight. Thank you for all being respectful of each other's comments and participation. Again, get therapy if your babies need it. If anything happened, if something happened to you, get therapy, because you are due a full life. And that's something that, oh boy, it's just not right. So my compassion goes out to anybody that's a victim. This situation is, or scenario is not light to me. And I hope that the parents are held accountable. I don't want them to be nailed to a cross either, but they need to be held accountable, so then maybe parents will see, if I don't make good decisions, this law is out here to get me too. I don't know. I don't know. But thank you for joining. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you share this video. Um, Make sure that you tune in on Saturday. Saturday is going to be another good one. We're going to be talking about colorism in our community. And I have my twin and longtime friend, Rose. She will be joining us. We'll be having dinner. So make your dinner, pull up a seat, 8 o'clock sharp. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Run this while you go to sleep. I need the money. This kind of money is good money. Good night.